be unnecessary.
What?
All the logos.
It is like that Family Guy joke.
Always, I don't know the Family Guy.
The Family Guy, like, I mean, I don't really watch Family Guy, but like, there's like a, this has done the rounds a few times where like they're watching a film in the theater, and the film, you keep thinking the film is starting because it's like a guy like covered in blood or something, like breaking into a house, and you're like, oh well, the film's starting now, and then it's like guy breaking into a house covered in blood films, and it's like that's the logo, and it's like, what? When is the film going to start? And it's like 10 different logo things like that.
It's honestly true because it's like, well, why do we need to know about all of these companies? Can you not just credit them at the end of the movie? Like, who gives a shit? I'm not going to remember this.
Surely they would be better, like in films like from the 1950s, to do the credits at the beginning, so you know like who the actors are. Then you can actually focus on the artists, and then afterwards you do the admin-y stuff of like, it was this company.
Are you going to cook? Your favourite? What again?
So from what I understand, they just go from house to house, kind of like traveling.
Yeah.
They don't stay in the same place too long because obviously the zombies are kind of scary and really fast in this movie.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say that if they have to save the food, it's a bit stupid to make that much pasta.
Good point.
It was an entire pot.
I think this is like something you said in the last episode, where it's like, what really is the point now? If you're,
I
like,
don't understand it.
Why not just kill? Like, find a nice gun somewhere and just die in a really like painless way.
I don't even think you have to be that dramatic about it. You can just go into a car and like do something with like the exhausts and stuff like that.
I'm far too stupid to understand how to do that.
Oh, I forgot it was set in the early 2000s because I was like, just Google it. Like,
just Google it.
Living at that time, they would probably know how to kill themselves because it was so depressing.
What do you mean?
Living in the early 2000s.
What was so depressing about that?
9/11.
But aside from 9/11. But like, unless you're like...
The economy crash.
Yeah, in 2008. But this film...
Yeah, but they could sense it.
The zombies could feel the subprime mortgage loan disaster.
Are actually just a metaphor for that.
It is probably a metaphor for 9/11. Oh my God, that's your toe. What the f***? That scared the f*** out of me. You were moving around on the sofa as we were watching it, and I felt your toe touch me, and I was like, what the f*** is that? That was scarier than the film's going to be, I'm sure.
My toes are not that disgusting.
They're not disgusting, but it was weird to have that. We were talking about f***ing the 2008 financial crisis, watching a zombie film, and then suddenly I felt something on my leg that was sort of like moving around like f***ing...
I wonder what that could be, considering that I'm sat next to you.
I thought it was like
with my legs up.
I pictured like a massive bug on my leg.
I promise you, if we ever are in this situation, I'm going to kill you.
I'll not if I kill you first.
Okay. At the same time.
Listen, they're far, far away.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
They're far, far away. We're safe and sound.
Not interrupting, am I?
That is so boring already, and it's only like 2.5 minutes.
Give the filmmaker a fucking chance. It's been 2 minutes. And your TikTok rotted brain. You're like, where's the Subway Surfer thing at the bottom of the screen? How am I supposed to pay attention to this?
I keep pressing the screen in the right top corner, and it won't go any faster.
It won't scroll to the next one.
No, it's like you can make it faster, like double speed.
I didn't even know that. Who needs? Oh my God. This is why we're all fucking doomed. Who needs a TikTok to go faster than it already is?
Sometimes when a TikTok is like 3 minutes long, but the story is interesting, I just listen to it on double speed. I know.
One day, the nature of the free market is such that, like, someone will see that there's an audience or an appetite for something, and they'll make it. They're going to make fucking TikTok, but it's like, it's 4 times the speed of a normal TikTok. And we'll just keep descending like that until we literally just see like a flash of light on a screen, and that's our like...
In my defense, I am a very fast reader as well.
Because
I got to the point where I don't hear the voice in my head. I just look at the words and I just go...
Oh, I thought you meant like a voice in your head, like multiple personalities.
No. When you like...
I finally stopped the voices in my head.
When you read, you can hear the words in your head.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
How does that work?
It's like you can train yourself to read really fast.
I love how this episode will have nothing to do with 28 weeks later.
Because I feel like zombies are always a metaphor for something, so we might as well.
It's a metaphor for TikTok in this.
Could I request our listeners to please request something nice? Like, give me like a rom-com or something, please. I will have so much to say about Bridget Jones.
Someone please, for Natalia's mental health, do Scooby-Doo meets the Loch Ness Monster or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh my God, please. Just one person. Like, if one person says they want me to do it, like, I know so much about Scooby-Doo. It's actually ridiculous.
That would be a good, nice bit of Scooby-Doo canon. Not that that has anything really to do with being British, but like...
But it's set in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're Scottish in this movie.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want you to press play. If I was watching it by myself, I would skip.
Because it's scary.
Yeah, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't like old people dying. I hate an old person sacrificing themselves.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, actually made me want to cry.
Haven't died yet.
I feel like it's like that bit in The Traitors when James is like, just go without me, and he's throwing up.
The Traitors? Oh, right. I was wondering who the fuck you were talking about then. I was like, what? James? You have to listen to our Traitors episode for that to make sense. Bit annoying that like the guy sacrificed himself for the older woman, and then she was just like
too slow,
waiting there, going, "No, don't do it," and then just 5 seconds before like her her time limit, she was like, "Oh, now I'm gonna try and escape."
And then she goes, "Help me!" Kind of makes the other guy feel guilty about
So
not being able to help
what's
her.
that guy gonna do?
Also, it's annoying about this guy because he could have escaped.
Yeah, it's true.
Honestly, how big is this house? Because it feels like they're running for ages. That would not work in our flat. It'd be like a 1 second long shot of me running.
That's why the sequel couldn't be set in London, because like
no one owns a big
no one
house.
has a house like this. If you had a house like this, it'd be owned by some like insanely rich person. So like you'd be like, "Oh, I want the zombies to eat them."
I have to keep pausing, actually, not because I have something to say, but it's just too intense for me to
Really?
watch. Yeah.
Help us!
I hate this scene, and the music. That music actually always makes me feel a bit uneasy as well because of the scene. Because I've seen this scene so many times on TikTok.
Yeah.
I just can't help it, but like I always kind of watch it.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to save you,
He ran all that way up.
and
to
also
save her.
I'm sorry, like I am never on the man's side, right? But he actually did everything he could. We don't know actually. Maybe you can correct. I mean, don't correct me because we'll see all of the movies, but like. We don't know if the zombies are conscious or not.
Yeah.
Because maybe they can they remember who they were, but they just can't control it.
Yeah. Well, obviously the word zombie is never used.
No.
So as far as we know,
It's just infected.
it is like an actual virus that like just makes you really fucking angry or something. And that's
kind of like rabies, I guess.
Yeah. So like maybe they're still in there. I don't know. I mean, that's a horrible like concept, obviously.
They're just really annoyed.
But yeah, I mean, the guy in this circumstance, if you're not watching the scene right now and you're just listening to this, the zombie is in between him and his wife and the kid, and he is like behind a door. The only option he has is to die or close the door. Like that's literally the only two options that he has, and I think that is what is part of the reason that this scene is so viral is that he like it. If we were in that situation, we have to think like, do we want to die in this really horrific way, but not betray our principles and betray the sort of loyalty that we have to our spouse? Or would we rather survive? And like, obviously neither of those two options are particularly good, right? That's what's so investing in this scene. I think it's really like, I think it's brave to do this right at the start, because at the moment we can see the time on our screen as we're watching this. It's about 8 minutes and a half. Right?
Yeah, and again, like 3 minutes of that was just the titles.
Yeah.
So
I think that like it reminds me a bit this scene of the first scene in Scream, with Drew Barrymore.
Oh yeah, when you think that the movie's going to be about her.
Yeah, you think Drew Barrymore is the main character, and then she just dies. And that's like meant to be like, no, anyone can die, even the main character could die. You've got this group of people who you would assume would be fleshed out throughout the film.
Yeah.
Right. And that we would be following this like ragtag group of people because they're people of all different, ages, dispositions, backgrounds, but they all just get killed off immediately. And you're like, no,
except for the guy. Yeah.
Except for the guy, which obviously we haven't got to, but you've seen the scene before.
Yeah.
They all get killed off immediately. And you're like, no, anyone can die at any moment. You think these are the main characters. It's not. And I appreciate that from a storytelling perspective.
You saw that I was tearing up with the old people dying.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
literally just met them like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But it still made me sad.
Well, you get a really, like, the amount of dialogue that each character has, especially if you exclude the Scottish guy and his wife, they get something like 2-3 lines, but you do get a good picture of who they are as people.
Yeah.
The younger man is obviously like a no-nonsense, gonna rip the Band-Aid off kind of person. The woman who's missing her boyfriend, who's like waiting, she's obviously disconnected from reality, from the reality that they're in. The old people, obviously, like, they are very nice, sociable people that have been forced into this. They're chatty, they're nice, despite the fact that obviously this horrendous thing is going on. Yeah. And then the Scottish guy is like a pragmatist. He is a nice guy, he's a decent guy, but he is very practical about the fact that like he can't possibly let this kid in. And that's part of what's so investing in this, and what is often so investing in zombies, that because the zombies themselves don't have any personality, what you're really playing with is the moral quandary of, if you were in this situation, what you would do.
I was never into zombies.
I've never really been into zombies. The only reason we're doing this, literally, is because someone recommended it for the podcast. Do you
remember when, like, after Twilight, people were trying to make money and they would just write a book and make a movie with any of the monsters of interest? And there was I don't remember what it was called, but there was one with Nicholas Hoult, and he was playing the zombie guy that he fell in love with a girl, Teresa Palmer, I think it was.
Like I Zombie or something? Or am I thinking of something else?
But there was something like that.
I do know what you're saying, yeah.
That is the most British reaction I've ever seen.
Everyone's dead. I'm the only survivor. Had to abandon my wife. Shit. Fuck. This is a bloody inconvenience, isn't it?
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, Christ.
I could really do with a cuppa.
Bollocks.
Having seen this scene before, people in the comments assumed that he left his child and his wife.
Yeah.
Not knowing that obviously he met the child like a minute ago.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of explains a lot, because I'm not saying that it's like okay to leave a child, because I'm sure he would have tried to save all of them.
Well, he did. I mean, he tried to save the guy, the bloke on the boat as well.
Like, but that's my point. Like, he would have, like, he would have done his best, like he did, right? Yeah. But so it's like difficult to judge him, for me at least, and also like he's going to have like really bad survival guilt, you know?
Yeah.
Because like he's literally the only one who survived that.
It's crazy.
The zombies just need to chill.
It's a really good opening scene.
Yeah.
And this is the only, for the record, this is like the only thing that this film is really remembered for. So, what you think and what I think.
Can we just stop watching it then? No?
I mean, it kind of works as a short film, doesn't it? It kind of works as a short film. But yeah, no. Press play.
All right. People in London are not respecting the rule that you stand on the right and walk on the left on the escalators.
That would be the end of the world.
Yeah, it actually would be. Terrible.
Green and brown. Interesting iris variation.
Honestly, what is this film going to be about?
I know, yeah, you're right. The film has the conflict has been resolved because
in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, because there are no zombies left, right? I mean, not to spoil anything,
there will be zombies.
It's a zombie film, right? But like,
I have a feeling it's the kid
that just went in the film. Yeah, maybe.
We stopped, like, there was a pause looking at his eyes for a bit too long.
He's got zombie eyes.
You know what they say about those zombie eyes.
It's bad enough that the UK's collapsed because of a zombie apocalypse, but now they've got to ride the DLR.
I know, and they
couldn't even get
London.
Couldn't even get the Lizzie line working back up. I suppose it wouldn't have been in place by then, but what would have been the best? Because right now, most people from London, they would say that the Elizabeth line is like the best line. Surely. I guess Jubilee.
But
right
I don't
at the
know
time.
what year Jubilee was like.
Underrated tube line, Overground.
Overground is great.
It's a pretty peak tube line.
Those are his kids.
Yeah, so those are his kids. So his kids have been outside of the UK while this is going on.
Why on earth were the kids? Oh, they were just randomly outside of the UK.
Yeah, I believe that's the implication.
That just so happened that they were outside of the UK.
But they obviously don't know what happened with their mum.
I know. Imagine being like, oh, wow, it's Dad. Dad, where's Mum?
Was there nothing you could do?
Do you think if there was something he could have done, he wouldn't have? No, I just didn't like your mum, and I thought it'd be easier to just let her die instead of getting a divorce. Like, what do you think?
I do remember because I liked this film when I watched it for the first time, but I do happen to remember that one of the things that I thought was really frustrating about it is that the kids are dumb as fucking shit. Like, they are dumb as a pile of rocks.
Literally, like, surely, like, it's better for you to be a half orphan instead of
a full orphan,
right? It's like better that you have your dad.
Yeah.
Because like they're tight. Like he's 12, isn't he?
Yeah, something like
She's
that.
probably like 16.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe 17. Like they still need a parent. You know?
Yeah.
You should have told Dad. It's fine. Trust me. They won't even know we're gone.
So at this point in the film, the kids are like going outside of the safety zone because they're a bunch of morons. This is exactly what I said before. That like, I mean, again, this isn't really going to be a spoiler because obviously this has something to do with something, right? It's why we're being shown it. But like, this plot can only continue if these two children in particular are really, really stupid. And I know this is a trite thing to say when you're watching a horror film, but like, if the characters are doing things that are so astronomically stupid and like also not what kids would do, I don't think. Like, I know kids obviously are rebellious.
Can I just add to that? I feel like maybe the 12-year-old boy, because he's still quite young, maybe he would not think it's that big of a deal.
Sure.
But her being like 16, 17 and like a young woman, she would be like, you absolute idiot. Like, you know, we already lost our mum.
And it's not like they've been sheltered from all this and they're like, oh, it can't be that bad. They've established that they've been in survivor camps and like things like that, like waiting around with a big group of people. Like, they know how precarious their safety is. I simply don't believe that anyone, I don't even think the kid, like the 12-year-old kid, would be this stupid, let alone certainly the teenager.
Could they not run in the safety zone?
And also, like, if you're a kid and you've done something, like, if you were out in London and you were a kid and for some reason you weren't supposed to be there and you were like running through the streets, you wouldn't be like, yeah, whoa, London, yeah, whoa,
whoa.
Like, that's like peak like adult writing children that doesn't understand how children act. You know, I don't think kids would be like this. This in and of itself would running in a dilapidated street would not be that exciting.
Let's go.
Oh my fucking God. To get a fucking helmet so they can go on a scooter.
Surely
She literally just picked up the helmet.
Surely like obviously wear a helmet, you know, good for, you know, the safety of your head and stuff. But like, surely in the middle of a zombie apocalypse,
there are worse things to worry about.
Looking at dead bodies, like, surely they'd be like getting some sort of a disease or something, or like, you know, reactivating the zombies is way more dangerous to your health than like tripping on a scooter or whatever.
Imagine also putting on that helmet after she took it off the head of a dead guy.
Yeah. That's so great.
There were maggots there. I don't understand what she was expecting to see in the part of London that was not cleared.
Yeah, like what is the joy as a kid of a kid running through London that looks like this and
also,
is like this?
They were like, oh, this is what we need, pointing at two scooters, and then she was like, wait here, and she walked into a pizzeria, and I'm just like, what do you think you're gonna find there?
Yeah.
Like, what it is that you're looking for. And now she's got this, like, really miserable look on her face. And she's just like, oh, no, there's a dead body here. Yeah, what were you expecting?
Yeah.
Like a piñata or something? Like, I just don't understand the logic. And I think that kind of shows bad writing here. Yeah,
the character work which is weird because, as I said, like in the introduction, that opening scene is so effective. And part of the reason is that you get such a good view of what these characters are like through literally like 2 lines of dialogue each, whereas here we've got 2 kids that like you could in theory develop the whole film around, and they're so unsympathetic because they're so stupid. And I promise you, this is not the end of their stupidity in this film. I don't usually care, like, I'm not like someone who watches a film and is like, there's a plot hole and the film has lost 7 points.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You are.
I'm so not. Like, what matters is how...
I'm so not. I'm so not.
I'm not.
My name's Mickey Mouse.
What matters is the whole piece and the whole effect it is trying to give you as an audience member. But if characters are acting so monumentally stupid that you can't sympathize with them, then it does lose that. Like, you can have characters making irrational decisions and still make them sympathetic, like the 2 older people at the beginning of the film. They made irrational decisions, but they were still sympathetic because you could understand why someone in that situation would do that, right? Not these 2 kids. So, in case you're not watching it, like, the soldiers are surrounding the house now because they've noticed, obviously, that the kids are gone. Why have they chosen now to...
Why did they follow them to that house, but they not, like... They didn't catch them before?
Yeah, I like... I think there's something about the horror genre
It makes people really dumb.
It's like more so than any other genre, it seems to make people really dumb. I think because there's obviously so much more of an aggressive threat in a horror film usually. So like if you are a character in that film or that book or whatever, the one thing that you would absolutely not do is approach that aggressive threat. You would avoid it. You would run away. And so it seems less authentic in a film like this when characters are running towards that aggressive threat, especially if there are no extenuating circumstances.
I'm scared.
So in the film, the Scottish guy's wife has been found alive. She has been kept in a maximum security facility. He has somehow managed to break in without any witness, any guard preventing him from doing it. And he has kissed her.
On the lips.
Even though he knows and has seen the zombies in this film and in this universe, the virus passes through liquid, through secretions, passing from one zombie to a normal human. This, I think, again, just speaks to the fact that the characters in this film, and I know this is a really trite thing to say in a horror film or like any sort of criticism of a horror film, but like, these characters are so stupid.
Yeah.
And the only reason that anything in this film happens is because of how stupid they are. It's very frustrating. I think this is the reason why this film is not as acclaimed as the first one. Because even if you didn't like the first one, or it's not your kind of cup of tea or whatever, like, the characters do not act that stupid.
No, even the bad characters, the evil ones in the first one, they're not dumb.
Yeah.
You know?
They have a logic that you can understand even if you don't agree with it. Whereas this is a logic that you can't even fucking understand.
Execute Code Red.
The implication now is that he's escaped from where his wife was, where he killed her now that he's infected, and that he's going around doing the same thing to a bunch of soldiers. But how the hell did he get in and out of that secure facility?
How did they not shoot him yet?
Yeah, I just don't get it.
I don't believe it.
It's all logic has collapsed and gone out the window, and now there's no way you can really be invested in what's going on.
Please be on the lookout for a young boy, age 12, name Andy.
If I was just a survivor living in that Canary Wharf bit, I'd be so pissed off with the children.
Yeah, the one act of stupidity has like killed everyone. It's not one act of stupidity.
It was multiple acts.
Multiple acts of stupidity
stupidity
by multiple people led to the deaths of all of these other people.
But what I really enjoyed is the scene when the wife and husband kiss and there's a close-up on their salivas mixing.
Yeah.
Like there's like a string of saliva coming from his mouth.
Do you get it?
It's like,
he's going to be a zombie.
I feel like the filmmakers also, they didn't just assume that their characters are stupid, they also assume that the audiences are really stupid and just kind of over-explain everything, whether visually or like audibly. It's always just like a bit over-explained and you're just like, no, I've been watching it for 50 minutes, like I get it.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Also, this is a really small point. So small I might not even include this in the episode, but like, they know that some zombies are around, right?
Yeah.
Going to kill people. They need to lock down. What are they doing? Switching off all the lights?
Yeah.
But they won't be able to see who the fucking zombie is then. Like, surely that's the last thing you want to do. What benefit does it do to shut all the lights off so everyone's like, oh my God, I literally could be standing next to a zombie right now and I wouldn't know?
They're like, oh, well, the zombies are going to be confused. But so will you. Like, literally.
It will confuse them because it's such a stupid decision that they'll be like, why have they made such a stupid decision? That will confuse them and we'll get the upper hand. So right now they're in the film. They're trying to escape to a place to get picked up by a helicopter that's going to escape them from London and the zombies. And they have the containment zone was within Canary Wharf.
Like Isle of Dogs, they said, didn't they?
And they haven't been going for very long. They've been walking for like, I don't know.
And they said they had 4 minutes and all of a sudden they're at Millennium Bridge.
Yeah, they're at Millennium Bridge now, which is like near St. Paul's Cathedral, which if you're not from London, that's like roughly near where Parliament is in Westminster. So it's like how did it? It's always in films and TV shows that they'll like depict London like this, where like all of the famous bits are like a 2-minute walk away from everywhere else.
They just hopped
like,
on the tube, you know.
There's no way that they walked from Canary Wharf to effectively Westminster in this time. There's just no way.
It's also
Or got killed by the zombies.
there's also half an hour left, and I honestly don't know what else they can do.
It was really weird because the first half of this film went by. I found it went by so fast. And
It's dragging.
it's just dragging now because obviously, I think the most of this film is predicated on the stupidity of like three characters who are now not sympathetic, and like the rest of the film is like, will these stupid characters who caused all these people to die going to survive? It's like, I don't care that they live or die.
I hope they die.
I want them to die. Like that's not like, you know, that's not engaging as a film. Nowhere near as engaging as the first one, in my opinion. I think it's really cool that the original film, like one of the things that was so famous about it is how many shots they got of Cillian Murphy walking around a dilapidated London with no cars, no tourists, no people going to work. And in this film, they've got, if you can't see the video, the car that they're driving to escape is going around all of these very famous parts of London, like Westminster and outside 10 Downing Street. I think that's really, really cool that they've got that, like, the spirit of that has kept on. I wonder how they shot it. Like, how did they afford to have
Probably
the bit
really early?
Maybe something like that.
They closed off that road
because it was like, this is more like, I think in the first film was more impressive because it had such a low budget, whereas this has got a more inflated budget.
You can't tell watching it.
Yeah, you can't really tell with a lot of stuff, but you can kind of tell in the sense that like driving a car outside 10 Downing Street is without any other cars around.
Yeah.
You know, driving normally, or buses, to block off that bit of road to do that.
Who would have been the Prime Minister at the time?
2007, so it would have been Gordon Brown.
Is that a real person?
Is Gordon Brown a real person?
Never heard of him before.
Have you not?
I've literally never heard the name Gordon Brown.
Well, I guess this is why we have a podcast called Learning British, or Learning
was
British.
Was he Conservative?
No, he was Labour.
Really? He sounds like he would be a Conservative.
But living under him felt like you were labouring.
Yeah. Can I see his face?
You were labouring under a delusion.
Can I see his face?
Yes, I'm showing you a face on my phone. I'm showing you a face on my phone. I'm showing you the face of Gordon Brown on my phone, specifically. Gordon Brown, texture like sun.
Oh, because everyone always forgets about him, because it's Tony Blair, and then you just assume it's David Cameron next.
No, Gordon Brown kind of got parachuted in.
Is that him now? Jesus Christ, what happened?
It's not. He got old. I mean, he's like 74. Like, that's not an unreasonable looking man for 74.
Don't know.
Maybe he's haggard with all the guilt from the Iraq War.
He is from Giffnock.
He's a bit of a gift knock, if you catch my drift. Just for fun, how many prime ministers can you name? Let's like make it less easy. Let's say like from Tony Blair backwards. Like, who was the prime minister before Tony Blair?
No idea. No idea. No idea. No idea. Margaret Thatcher. No idea. No idea. No idea.
To be clear,
no idea.
To be clear, you didn't really get that right, because the like, it's Tony Blair, then it's John Major, then it's Margaret Thatcher. So it's not like there weren't that many other prime ministers before Margaret Thatcher. Did you know Winston Churchill was against women's right to vote?
Of course he was.
You'd be speaking German if it wasn't for him. I said to you while we were watching this, you wouldn't have heard this in the podcast. But people who are listening to this podcast, you won't have heard this. But I said, there's a bit that you'll really like, right? Where are they shooting that right now?
Yeah, like South Bank, near the IMAX.
It's funny because like they were just driving past 10 Downing Street. So this is what would have to...
How the hell would they get there like that?
This is what would have had to have happened for this to make sense. They drove past 10 Downing Street, past Trafalgar Square, and they would have gone up to Aldwych. Once they got to Aldwych, they go across the street then towards the IMAX and then turn off,
like a very sharp left
down into the BFI.
That makes no sense to go there as well.
I love London geography in films. It makes no sense whatsoever, but it's cool that it's filmed outside the BFI, my favourite place in the world.
She literally just drove into a tube station and then realised that there's no way out, and she goes, shit.
Also, what tube station? I mean, I obviously, like, I get, like, I'm being somewhat facetious.
I mean, the nearest one would be Waterloo, but it doesn't look like Waterloo. No. Maybe it's Southwark.
Maybe
somehow it's
like,
the Southwark station.
I assume that, like, when they're driving past the IMAX theatre, it's not, like, literally the IMAX theatre in reality, right? Like, it's not, like, based in the geography of London. They've come up with a fictitious tube station, right? But I do like the idea that, like, they've gone on this ludicrously elaborate drive to escape the zombies that they don't need to expend all this time to go on this ridiculous route to get to the BFI IMAX, and then somehow manage to find a tube station which would be way far away from where they are now.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I love London geography in films. Isn't it like what's that TV show?
He works at the Royal Holloway, which is basically west of London. It's not even in London. He lives in South Kensington, but he goes to his university. He walks there through Shoreditch, which is East London, and South Kensington is West London. So he goes to East London. He goes from west to east to then go more west. And he says, "Oh, but in a city like London, you don't mind." It would have taken him 9 hours to walk, and he says that he does it like every day after work.
Just a short 9-hour round trip.
They're just one way. Like, they needed someone on that team who lives in London to be like, that's ridiculous.
It's so funny. Also, just like use City Mapper like once. So you just
even Google Maps.
Just Google it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so it's funny. I love it. It makes me laugh so much every time I see it in films. Things like this.
Come on. Get in.
So in this film, the two characters are the least sympathetic, which are the two kids who caused this to happen because of their complete wanton stupidity. They're the only two characters that survive. These are the only two characters I wanted to die, not to survive.
How did it get to Paris?
Eurostar.
That was my joke. He made me pause it, and he made me say this line.
I sniped your joke away from you. It wouldn't have got to Paris on the Eurostar because Britain notoriously cannot get trains to run anywhere on time.
Leaving from London on the Eurostar, I've never experienced a delay. Whereas leaving from France, there's always a delay.
It's because they know we're British and they're like,
they're like, this will show them.
This will show them.